You're watching KREM 2 News at 5.
Welcome back. A stroke in your 30s. It's not something you hear about often, but this may surprise you. Doctors say it's not all that uncommon.
Yeah, a local man sat down with KREM 2's health reporter Rose Beltz to share his story and what to look out for.
Let's do just open strings.
Patrick McNally is a member of the Spokane Symphony and an adjunct music professor at Whitworth University.
Now it's too high.
But a year ago, Patrick's career and life took an unexpected turn.
It was really unclear whether I would be able to play music again, so that was a really scary moment.
With his wife at home on maternity leave, Patrick was getting ready to take his then 7-year-old son Jack to school.
I got out of the shower and half of my body was tingly and it felt like it was asleep. And so I immediately knew there was something wrong.
So 39-year-old Patrick sat down and did what many people do these days. He Googled his symptoms.
It said that I was probably having a stroke and I should call 911 immediately.
He was not convinced he was having a stroke.
I Googled it numerous times because it was clearly a very serious thing. The medical professionals who came weren't entirely sure I was having a stroke at the time, too.
Within minutes, he was on his way to the hospital.
Having to go to the ER in an ambulance was, I mean, nothing I've ever experienced before, not even close.
After a series of tests at Sacred Heart Hospital, he was diagnosed with an ischemic stroke that was caused by a vertebral artery dissection, meaning he had a tear in the artery at the back of his neck that supplies blood to his brain. Most injuries like this heal on their own. In cases like Patrick's, the blood can build up and form a clot, causing the artery to get thick and block blood flow to the head.
A surreal experience. I think I was just focusing on the moment and trying to come to grips with what was going on.
Stroke used to rank 4th in leading causes of death in the United States. Now it's 5th. The American Stroke Association says higher survival rates are largely due to having the right care right away.
The medical professionals that helped me, absolutely. First of all, I mean, they were there so quickly. And I think that had a lot to do with the success of my recovery.
Because Patrick acted quickly, his doctors were able to treat him with TPA. This drug will dissolve a clot and can improve the chances of recovery if it is given within a 3 to 4.5 hour window from the first signs of a stroke.
If you have any of these symptoms, basically the fast symptoms, so if your face is drooping or your arm is weak, things like that, then you really need to go and call 911 immediately. It's just so important. Time is so important in that point.
Up until that point, Patrick always considered himself a healthy guy. Working with the American Heart Association and Stroke Association was not even close to his worldview. In fact, he was still basking in the glory of hiking the Grand Canyon rim to rim the summer before. It took 4 months of recovery, but he is back to playing music full-time.
There's some issues here and there, but overall I'm doing what I would have done beforehand, and so I can't complain too much.
As time passes, he fears less and less that something like this will happen again. But he does not forget how terrifying the experience was for him and his family, and wants to be an inspiration and resource for other patients.
When I was in the hospital, I found it difficult to relate. It's nice to hear other people's, life experiences.
Rose Beltz, KREM 2 News.
So glad that it all worked out, that he was able to be okay. And Rose, I know you're here now. Yep. We're talking about that tomorrow there is a stroke walk right here in Spokane, but people don't often realize just how important this really is to raise this awareness.
No, absolutely, because like I said, even though strokes were decreasing in statistics, among older people, it's going up on the age group from 45 and younger, which is really quite startling, actually. About 80,000 cases are 45 years and younger per year.
Which is something you don't hear about. You think of stroke and you think of, a person who's a bit older than that, but 30 and 40s, why does that happen?
Well, they're thinking maybe they're picking it up sooner, and unfortunately, risk factors are increasing, obesity and so forth.
Lifestyle choices, things
lifestyle,
like that.
we're a little behind.
It's really scary.
It is.
Rose, thank you very much.
Well, it should be a good weekend, though, to get out for that walk. Tom Sherry has all the details in his tailgate forecast coming up next.